Are you frustrated with waking up to high blood sugar levels, even when you haven't eaten anything? Today, we're diving into the most common reasons why this happens, and, more importantly, how you can quickly and safely bring it down. Before we get into solutions, it's crucial to understand what's actually going on inside your body. Once you know why things are going wrong, managing your blood sugar becomes much easier. When people talk about diabetes and high blood sugar, the terminology can be confusing. But don't worry, I'm going to break it down in a simple and easy-to-understand way. Let's start with the basics. What does it actually mean to have high blood sugar? When you eat foods like potatoes, rice, or bread, you're consuming starch. This starch is broken down in your digestive system into glucose, which then enters your bloodstream, raising your blood sugar levels. So when you hear the term blood sugar, it really means blood glucose. When your glucose levels rise above a certain point, your pancreas releases a hormone called insulin. Insulin acts like a messenger, traveling through your blood and delivering a signal to your cells, telling them to open up and absorb the extra glucose. If you're healthy and everything is working properly, your cells respond right away. They open their doors, take in the glucose, and lower your blood sugar. But over time, as we age, gain weight, and continue overloading our system with glucose day after day, our cells start resisting insulin signals. Think about the feeling you get when you've eaten way too much and can't take another bite. Your cells experience something similar. They're already full of glucose, and when insulin comes knocking, asking them to take in more, they refuse. No thanks, we're packed. As a result, that excess glucose stays in your bloodstream, keeping your blood sugar levels high. This is what we call insulin resistance. If insulin arrives, knocks on the door, and your cells open up, that means they're insulin sensitive. But if insulin knocks and they ignore it, they've become resistant. Now, if your cells won't absorb the glucose in your blood, where does it go? It starts attaching itself to different parts of your body, causing damage everywhere. It clings to your eyes, leading to vision problems and even blindness. It affects your skin, speeding up aging and making you look older. It creates the perfect conditions for infections, making wounds slow to heal. It takes a toll on your heart, kidneys, and even your sexual health. We definitely don't want excess sugar floating around in the bloodstream. So, what happens when your pancreas detects that your blood sugar is still elevated? It calls for backup. It ramps up insulin production, releasing more of it to force your cells to absorb the sugar and bring your blood sugar back down to normal. This strategy works for a while, until your cells start pushing back. They grow more resistant, and in response, your pancreas churns out even more insulin. This cycle keeps intensifying, but eventually, your pancreas can no longer keep up. It simply can't produce enough insulin to force your cells to take in the sugar. Only at this point does your blood sugar start to rise. This internal struggle can go on for years without you realizing it. Why? Because every time you had your blood sugar checked, the results looked normal. It was only when your pancreas could no longer compensate that you finally discovered there was a serious issue. At this stage, you now have high insulin resistance, excessive insulin levels, and rising blood sugar. This is when you're diagnosed with prediabetes. And as your blood sugar continues climbing, it eventually leads to full-blown type 2 diabetes. Blood sugar is measured in either milligrams per deciliter, mg/dl, or millimoles per liter, mol/L, depending on the country, similar to how some nations use kilograms while others use pounds for weight. Now, let's discuss the fasting blood sugar test. To measure your fasting blood sugar, you avoid eating or drinking anything except water after dinner. Essentially, you fast for at least 8 hours. Then, in the morning, your blood is drawn at a lab, or if you're testing at home, you prick your finger and use a glucose meter. After that, you return to your usual eating and drinking, which naturally causes your blood sugar to rise. Based on this, you would expect your fasting blood sugar, the reading taken in the morning, to be the lowest of the day, while your highest reading would occur in the evening after meals. However, you may notice that your morning blood sugar is unexpectedly high. This can be confusing because you haven't eaten all night. So where is this extra sugar coming from? A common question people ask is, what qualifies as high morning blood sugar? If your blood sugar rises by about 20 milligrams per deciliter, or 1.1 millimoles per liter, overnight, this is considered abnormally high. For instance, if your blood sugar was 90 milligrams per deciliter at bedtime but spiked to 120 milligrams per deciliter by morning, then you're dealing with an unusually high morning blood sugar level. There are two primary reasons for this early morning spike. The first, and most common, causes something called the dawn phenomenon or dawn effect. Here's how it works. After eating, glucose enters your bloodstream. Some of that sugar is stored in your liver as glycogen. At night, while you're not eating, your blood sugar starts to drop. As morning approaches, your body releases hormones like growth hormone, epinephrine, and cortisol to give you an energy boost for the day. These hormones instruct your liver to break down stored glycogen and release glucose into your bloodstream. This mechanism ensures you have enough energy to start your day, keeping you alert, mobile, and active even before eating. Without this process, simply getting out of bed in the morning would be a struggle. This happens in everyone. Each person's liver releases glucose in the morning by breaking down glycogen. As blood sugar rises due to this release, your pancreas responds by producing insulin. Insulin then directs your cells to absorb the excess sugar from your bloodstream. At the same time, insulin also signals your liver, saying, "There's already too much sugar in the blood. Stop breaking down glycogen and releasing more glucose." Under normal conditions, the liver complies, reducing glucose output. However, if you have insulin resistance and chronically high blood sugar, your liver also becomes resistant to insulin signals. As a result, even when insulin commands the liver to stop producing glucose, it doesn't obey. It continues pumping sugar into the bloodstream. This leads to persistently rising blood sugar levels. On top of that, insulin-resistant cells fail to absorb glucose efficiently, further contributing to high blood sugar. Another reason for extremely high morning blood sugar is something known as the Samajai effect. This occurs when blood sugar drops to dangerously low levels overnight. To protect you, your body scrambles to raise blood sugar levels, preventing a potential coma or other severe complications. However, this counterresponse works too well, causing blood sugar to surge past normal levels, leading to excessively high blood sugar in the morning. Several factors can lead to a significant drop in blood sugar during the night. For example, if you take diabetes medication, the dosage may be too high, depleting your body's sugar stores while you sleep. The timing of your medication might not be optimal, particularly if you're using insulin injections and receiving too much insulin at night. Engaging in more physical activity than usual in the evening can lower blood sugar levels. If you then take your medication, it may push your already low levels even lower. Since this happens while you're asleep, you may not be aware of it. However, there are some warning signs to look out for. Experiencing vivid nightmares or disturbing dreams. Waking up drenched in sweat, with soaked nightclothes and bed sheets. Starting the morning with an intense headache. Two causes of high morning blood sugar. There are two primary reasons for elevated blood sugar levels in the morning. 1. The dawn phenomenon. 2. The Samajai effect. Identifying which one you have is essential, as their treatments differ. To determine the cause, check your blood sugar at 3 a.m. for 3 to 4 nights. If you use a continuous glucose monitor, CGM, tracking this will be easier. Otherwise, you'll need to wake up and perform a finger prick test. If your blood sugar is normal or high at 3 a.m., the culprit is likely the dawn phenomenon. If your blood sugar is low at 3 a.m., you're probably dealing with the Samajai effect. Managing high morning blood sugar is vital since prolonged spikes can increase the risk of nerve damage, kidney disease, vision loss, heart complications, and more. If your blood sugar is low because of Samajai effect, then your doctor might reduce your medication dosage. Recommend a small bedtime snack to stabilize blood sugar. Adjust or change your medication entirely. How to lower blood sugar from the dawn phenomenon. If your morning blood sugar is rising due to the dawn phenomenon, here's what you can do. 1. Modify your evening diet. Incorporate high-protein foods like fish, seafood, poultry, and lean meats. Minimize starchy foods such as bread, pasta, noodles, and rice. A balanced meal option could be grilled chicken with a fresh salad. Additionally, pay attention to meal timing. Avoid late-night eating and evening snacking. Try to finish your last meal before 6 p.m. whenever possible. 2. Try apple cider vinegar. Mix 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar into a glass of water and drink it with your dinner. Consuming processed foods, sugary drinks, or refined carbs in the evening will elevate your blood sugar before bed, which means that by the time the dawn phenomenon occurs, your levels will spike even further. 3. Stay active after meals. Take a 30-minute walk after dinner. This engages large muscle groups like your legs and glutes, helping to absorb excess sugar from your bloodstream and lowering blood sugar before bed. However, avoid intense workouts late at night as they may interfere with your ability to fall asleep. 4. Prioritize restful sleep. Poor sleep disrupts hormones like growth hormone and cortisol, which can lead to higher morning blood sugar levels. Aim to be in bed by 11 p.m. and get 6 to 8 hours of restful sleep. Chronic stress and elevated cortisol levels from sleep deprivation can also lead to excess belly fat, worsening insulin resistance, diabetes, and high blood pressure. I hope the above information is helpful to you. If you found the information helpful, then like the video and subscribe to the channel for more such informative videos.